Hey, Bam here, and I love tech, so let's go ahead and talk tech. Specifically, I wanted to go ahead and end the war between Apple and Android. They are obviously very different, polar opposites even of each other, the two different OSs. You got one, the iOS, which is very closed, it is very closed off, it is very much itself. It is very much just it's itself, and there's not really much customization you can do. There is customization you can do on it, don't get me wrong. You can set wallpapers and shit like that, but you just can't really do much more with it in the settings or customization or anything like that. However, I can see the appeal to it for people who are just straight up artists or people who want something that just works. Apple's ecosystem does just work. It's simplistic. There's no real settings to mess with or anything like that. It's very straightforward, to the point, and it's also a bit. And it's definitely notably more expensive than most Android devices out there right now. I have had potentially the worst luck with any Apple product that you could possibly ever imagine someone to have. I've had problems with it shutting down on me. I've had problems with it just freezing up on me, and it's just any Apple product that I've ever used, whether that be a Mac or iPhone or whatever. And Final Cut and everything like that. I've used Final Cut for video editing, and I've played around with different iPhones, and it's not that I don't like it. I kind of do, but I like Android better. And the reason why is because I'm not just an artist, I'm also a techie too. Obviously, I'm doing these tech vlogs. But I love the fact that Android it is so flexible. It is open sourced. It is literally open sourced, which basically means that you can get into it and change anything you want to about it. And I know that the one thing that a lot of people want to say to a lot of people want to bash Android for is, well, it's not as secure as Apple is. It's like, if it can connect to the internet, it can be hacked. Nothing is unhackable. If it can connect to the internet, it can be hacked. So, is Apple more secure than Android? Well, yes and no. You can essentially get the same type of apps that are antivirus and anti-malware and all this security stuff. For the most part, all those different types of apps are available on both Android and iOS. So, really, security boils down to how secure are your passwords. If your password is something like your last name spelled backwards with your home address at the end of it, then expect to be hacked. That's just stupid simple, you know. So it really just boils down to a matter of personal preference. Are you an artist? Are you a techie? Are you somewhere in between? If you're an artist, then yeah, if you're purely an artist, or mostly an artist, then definitely I could totally understand going with Mac, going with Apple, and you just want something that works, it's straightforward and everything like that. But if you like toying around with the different technical aspects of everything, and you actually want to build something that's your own, you don't want to follow the herd of sheep that is Apple, then by all means, go ahead, build yourself a completely custom built PC, and go with Android, without a doubt, definitely. So, and part of my problem with not so much the two different operating systems, but how much the fanboys and the fangirls are so gung-ho about it. I've had so many people say how one is trash, the other one's trash. Neither one of them are trash. If they work for the person that's using them, then that's all that needs to be. The fact that I use Android and you might use Apple, okay, good for you, fine. Apple works better for you in certain cases, Android works better for me in others. And especially today with the specs so close together between iOS and Android, especially for smartphones, there's really almost no comparison except, are you more of a techie or are you more of an artist? That's really the only thing. So I wanted to officially end the war on Android versus Apple, and if you are on Windows smartphone, I am very sorry. Kudos to you if it works for you, but there's a reason why, as far as I know, it has been either A, discontinued, or B, I just haven't heard much, if anything at all, from Windows smartphone. I'm pretty sure it's dead. If it's not dead, it's hanging on by a thread. So there's just, yeah. Anyway, so wanted to go ahead and put that one out there. There's practically no difference. So anyway, see ya.